I've got to stop it. Oh, or I would have got a copyright strike. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Fozzy, but Fozzy's lead singer is a former wrestler, a former world. I don't know if Chris Jericho was a world champion. I know he had a couple of belts anyway. I used to, well, he was on the video game too. But what's up, everyone? Happy New Year. Hope your year is starting off strong. Let's see, what is today? The 3rd? That's right. I had a little mix-up of the 2nd. And where's my camera at? Right? Ah, I've got it backwards. Actually, I don't think I can flip it over. I started that way. I'm going to have to keep it that way. But that's kind of weird with the icon. Let me check your comments. Let's see. We got Jose. Yes, you were first, Jose. You are a winner, my friend. And Acto is in the house. He hate me, Carlos, which I actually ran into Carlos yesterday. No, I'm not talking about the Carlos as driver of the year. You'll find more about that next week. But let's see. Big Money, what's going on? Oscar is also in the house. Carlos's twin brother. Twisted Uki Trucker, what's going on? Hey, that's right, Fozzy. We might have to play a little more clip of that here in a minute. It was good seeing you today, man. I'm sorry I was like wide open and busy and didn't get to chit chat with you more than just, the minute or two that we did see each other. But I run into you, Carlos, more than I do most other drivers. I don't know what it is. I guess you just got that magnetic personality. But the Hool is in here, and Rick Cubby W, I guess that's a KW owner. Let's see, Mike Johnson says, hey, Jim, what is the mileage pay there at G&P? Do they have local round Texas trips? It's funny that you asked that. Well, we've got a couple of different pays. But the whole local thing, I don't know about that yet. I mean, we do have some local guys. I hadn't really got into learning the local thing. But I tell you, our recruiters, they know all that stuff. And actually, guys, I'm so excited. I'm not done with it yet. I almost am. I just got to film a wrap-up in the morning. But I've just finished editing my first video that's going to go on the G&P Trucking YouTube channel. And I think it's pretty good. And what it was is Driver of the Year. That's what it's a video about, which, we've got we've got more than 2 fleets, so to say, but because there is some dedicated stuff. There's a lot of stuff with Lowe's dedicated. But anyway, for the sake of simplicity, there's regional and Texas fleet. And as far as the drivers of the year, that's what it was. There's 2 of them, and G&P got some awesome trucks. They're internationals, which I don't know. I hear a lot of drivers, well, I think it was probably because of that Max Force engine years ago. G&P had some of those, and there were so many problems with them. But unlike U.S. Express, the company that I started for, that was all about leasing all them garbage trucks to their drivers, they did not lease one single international that had the Max Force. They sold them all. They did not lease them to the drivers. But, as far as our freight liners, and we're starting to really lease out, or I guess lease purchase would be the product, because, it's not like one of those balloon things like some of these other companies do. It actually has a payoff, which I was talking to a new, hey, thanks, Will Harris, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Let's see, do you have a message there? Your goals video inspired me at work. Well, that's fantastic. Send me an email, dude. Email me your goals. I'll help hold you accountable to them if you like. And I've got a company email address. This is real easy to remember. It's truckerjim@gptruck.com. So any of you guys that want to, get any kind of information to me personally, if you want to share your goals with me, anything like that, shoot me an email. And I don't know, I'll probably give you my phone number. I just don't do that sort of thing on YouTube, There's kind of some crazies out there, so they say. But yeah, truckerjim@gptruck.com. But that is awesome, Daniel. Glad to hear it, man. You rolled me. What do you mean, Carlos. Hey, we got Mike Riley out in Oregon. That is an absolute beautiful state. 5:22 in the a.m. and can't sleep. It's not that late, is it? What time is it? Man, I've been wearing the same clothes since I put on at like 4 a.m. yesterday. Like, they told me, okay, the first video that they wanted me to do, and I've been so eager to get started on this. It's been driving me bananas, and I know I haven't been doing many videos lately, but I've been getting all prepared. Oh, speaking of, and wait till you guys see this new video. The text that I can do now is awesome because I can do the 3D stuff. My MacBook that I've been using, it's like, I don't know, it's like up there somewhere now, was a 2011, and I don't know if with the graphics or whatever, I couldn't do 3D stuff. There's several things that I was limited on that, still awesome. Still take it over any Windows computer. But now, I have this. Woo! Let me play a little more Fozzy. And this is a new one. I mean, brand new. 2018, but there's this touch bar thing. Like, this thing keeps changing around, right? All kind of different things pop up here. But if, hey Siri, what's my name?
You're Jim, but you asked me to call you Big Daddy.
Woo! All right, how many people we got on here tonight? 50 of you, and only 5 thumbs up. I mean, I ain't begging for a thumbs up or anything, but it'd be pretty cool if you did give me one. Because that's supposed to, like, I don't know, help the channel or something like that. But, there you go. I got so much stuff to do. After this video, still got to do the thumbnail, and I don't know if there's a GMP YouTube channel set up already. I think it's got like one video on it. I can just use that if I get the passwords and everything. That'd be cool instead of having to go through the whole thing of creating another daggum Gmail account, because you have to do that for like each YouTube channel you have. It would be cool if you could just use the same email, but you cannot. Say hello to my little friend. Why weren't you in the YouTube Rewind 2018? Because I ain't big time yet, Carlos. I'm a small fish in a big pond. But here's the thing about fish. Like a goldfish. If I kept a goldfish in my Yeti cup, it wouldn't grow that much. He's in a small environment. But if you put a goldfish in a pond, they'll get big. And well, I'm going to get big. Everything will happen in due time. There's no need to sweat it. How is Elvis? Elvis is pretty good. I have not seen him in a while, but we chatted on the phone last night. He was actually passed through Columbia. I stayed in a hotel last night. They wanted me to be at the terminal to do the Driver of the Year ceremony and film it, and, put a video together or whatever. And I had to pick up this MacBook too that they'd got for me. And well, Greg, he sent me an email, I think, and said, okay, be there Thursday, January the 3rd at 9 o'clock. That's when we're doing it. I was like, okay, and I opened up my planner. This thing right here. I said, all righty then, that is awesome. I'm finally going to be able to get started. And I went right to Wednesday, January the 2nd, wrote it down on my calendar. And, well, needless to say, I was there a day early. The trucks weren't there, the Driver of the Year weren't there. But, I was able to get some things accomplished, get this all set up. And these new Macs, let's see, I've got to eject my drum card. But the side of this, come on out. There we go. It doesn't have USB ports and, a whole bunch of holes there. There's just these two things. That's it. That's what's called USB-C. And that's the future. Because it's really, really fast. The data transmission, even like things charging and everything, is really fast with this stuff. But like people that aren't solution oriented, that just like, Apple sucks. They changed something again just to get your money. You know how, the Windows and Android people will say that. But you can get one of these, which is called a hyperdrive, and you just stick that in, and you can plug any of your old devices in there. You definitely, if you get them, you gotta get one of these, because the other alternative is all these dongle things for like each individual device or whatever. And that's just too much stuff to keep up with. And dongles and wires going everywhere. This was like $75 at Best Buy. But it is a fast computer. I am so looking forward to uploading this thing and see how fast it is. Who won the driver of the year at GMP? Well, there was two of them. The one I met today was Daniel Bowie. He's actually the Texas Fleet driver of the year. And then the other guy, he's a regional driver. And I hadn't met him yet. They say he killed it. I mean, just killed it. And well, he took the last week of the year off and took his parents to a vacation in Las Vegas. So he was in Vegas today. But, he's going to be back, and we're actually doing it Monday for him. Dadgummit, I know his name. I've heard it, but I'm drawing a blank on it now. It's actually mentioned in the video that I'm in the process of working on right now. But yeah, Daniel Bowie. And it's spelt a little different. It's spelt the French way of Bowie, not the rednecks from Abbeville County Bowie. Shout out to Derek Bowie. He's going to be starting truck driving school with, who is it? Was it probably Daggum Millis if he's taught the LCF, or it was CR England. I think that's who he's having to go with, to do the truck driving school. So he'll be stuck there for a year. But actually, I'm interested in talking with you once you get your whole agreement that you have to have for doing your truck driving school with them, and we'll have a truck for you. Happy New Year to you too, Johnny Daniel. Is that the same How Elvis comment I read a minute ago? CX in the chat. I don't know what that means, Carlos. Y'all want to hear some more Fozzy? I do. All right, I gotta stop it. I don't want to, but after you get over about 20 seconds, copyright strike. Well, they just won't let you monetize, or I guess Fozzy would be monetizing this. But any thoughts on the Bama versus Clemson game? Yes, I do have some thoughts of this. Now, it really only happens like when I'm drinking, and sometimes that happens watching football. I kind of associate the two together. And sometimes I get emotional about Clemson just putting a smackdown on my Gamecocks. And I've said more than once, like this year and more than once last year, that I hate Clemson. But I really don't. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Clemson, they're on the same level as Alabama. I don't think Clemson is outmatched in this at all. I think the athletes on both sides are top notch. I believe it is absolutely, hands down, the best two teams are playing for the national championship. And Clemson actually has a freshman quarterback. He looks like a girl, and like a pretty girl. He'll have these little headbands, on top, holding his long, flowing blonde hair out. And this kid is he's a laser. Like, I haven't seen him make any mistakes. Which, keep in mind, I don't watch Clemson games that much. But the little bit I've seen him, he's been so poised and delivers. And there's good athletes all over the field. And then Alabama, well, they're Alabama. I did. I think it. I think it was in the hotel this morning. I was watching a little ESPN, and they had "Tell Me a Story" or something. Some segment. It was Nick Saban, and he told a story, and I did not know this, but he was a quarterback in high school, and this was his sophomore year. He's I bet Elvis knew this already, but he's from West Virginia, like Elvis, and it was towards the end of the season. They had to win to make the playoffs. I believe what it is, or the state tournament is actually what they called it. It wasn't the playoffs, the state tournament. And I don't know, it was back and forth, but anyway, it came down to the wire. They were like at the 20-yard line. There's like a second left or whatever. There's a timeout. There's time for one more play, and Nick called the timeout so he could get play from the coach. And the coach told him, well, somebody, you got this running back that Nick tells the story better than I'm telling. That's just outstanding and a stud. And then you got this wide out over here that's a stud. Get the ball to one of them two. I don't care what the play is. Just get the ball to them. And he said that was his first coaching lesson. It's not about the plays. It's about the players. And he took that to heart because look at the players. That guy has had, he got now that I don't know, he's had for the last decade or so since Alabama's been dominating college football. What do they got? Like, I think he's got 6 national championships, and if he beats Clemson, he'll have more national championships than anyone. Bear Bryant and him have the record right now. Clemson is going to get demolished. Maybe, but I don't think so. It's going to be a really good game. It really is. Tua is the man. And it's weird. This is like the first time ever that like the talk is about Alabama's offense. And Tua. But he is pretty freaking awesome. I remember when that guy came in, at halftime last year and won. But the Alabama defense, I mean, that's what the story has been for a long time. Well, I guess the two really complement one another. Oh, we got a long comment from Brent in Florida. Let's read Brent's comment. Do most of the G&P terminals in Southeast have showers, etc., or are they just drop yards? I.e., the online application asks, which location are you applying for? Your suggestion. Well, if you're in Florida, I would say Jacksonville, because, well, we don't really have a terminal in Jacksonville. There's a southeastern yard, but we've got freight, to Jacksonville, to Jacksonville. There ain't a whole lot, me personally, that comes out of Jacksonville, but there's an IKEA and something else in Port Wentworth, like 100 miles away, but they'll bobtail you there in a second. I mean, it happens all the time. But to answer your question about showers and stuff, now at like our legit terminals, now like a drop yard, well, that's a drop yard. Now it's not actually Hammond, Louisiana. We call it Hammond, but it's like Chickasaw or some shit like that. It's right there at Hammond. It's a drop yard, but they have one of these like trailer things that's brought in, and it's surprisingly clean every time I've used it. So I guess there's somebody out there maintaining it. But I think it's got like 3 bathrooms, and each one of the bathrooms have a shower. And I don't know if it's hooked to water or water tank or whatever, but you can take a freaking shower and use the sink, commode, and all that stuff in there. There's not any towels there at the Hammond, but at our like legit terminals like Greer, Columbia, Atlanta, Charlotte, probably Charleston too. Maybe that one in Savannah. I'm always, I don't know. I don't know if Savannah has showers and stuff. But one thing that's real cool, they got towels. There's a big old rack with usually there's a whole lot of towels. Every time I go in there, I'm like, I hope it's not out of towels, because well, I don't know, one of the terminals the towels were at one time I went, but generally they're pretty well stocked. And then they've got a bin you can throw, the towels in. So that's kind of cool. You keep down on your laundry type of thing when you use the terminals, which I hadn't really been going to the Planet Fitness it's kind of funny. I stopped going to Planet Fitness and I started losing weight, which I bought me some new blue jeans. Hell, 2 or 3 weeks ago, or sometime in December, because my other ones, my 34 in the waist, they were too big. And my belt was, kind of too big too. That old fancy Italian belt I bought in the mountains last year sometime. Well, I got some 32s. These things are too big. Now, I've been pulling my daggone pants up all day. If I don't, I'll show my ass, and I really want to do that. So I guess I got to go get some more blue jeans if I want to wear blue jeans. Now, those fishing pants that I don't know if I've showed you guys my fishing pants. They're awesome though. They got a lot of pockets, like real cool pockets to keep your phone in and everything. And but you can zip off the bottom part of the legs and they'll turn into shorts. I love them. And they've got like a little belt that you can just pull it tight, so they're working good. But yeah, I have already surpassed my original goal weight, which I got up to as high as 220. And my ass ain't tall, I'm like 5'7". My CDL says 5'8", but that's kind of rounding up. I'm closer to 5'7". And 220, that's a pretty round fella, which, hell, you guys saw it. You saw my videos back then. My weight was kind of fluctuating. And, you can see it in the face and neck and stuff, too. But I'm somewhere in the 180s now. I've been, consistently on the higher end of 180s, like 189, 188. My original goal was 192 pounds. But, I don't know, maybe around 185, 180, something like that. But the big thing of that is I've been eating a lot more sensibly, which avoiding carbs. Like I go long periods of time without eating, but the food I eat, it's nutritious. And my coffee's high in fat because of the butter and everything, and I don't really have cravings to just stick stuff in my mouth and chew it up like I used to all the time. I was like constantly eating, snacking, and all kind of stuff, going down the road, stopping and grabbing burgers, and drinking sodas, eating fries. Well, I'd stop eating fries. Well, that's not true. I do eat fries sometimes. But trail mix, I like the places that you can, well, you're not supposed to do this. Those bins at the grocery store that'll have like a bunch of pecans, roasted, salted, unsalted, organic. It'll have almonds the same way and raisins and all that stuff. And each individual item, it has a price per pound. Y'all see what I got going on, right? I put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I make up like the ultimate trail mix that is just delicious. And like my weakness, my like cheat thing that I do is I put dark chocolate covered almonds. That gives me my little sugar fix, but the rest is like walnuts and almonds and pecans. And oh, hold on a minute. Okay. Y'all know what this is? I'll give you a hint. It's a nut. But I think this is not with probably, I don't know if this is a southern thing or what, but there's a name. This is actually a Brazilian nut, is what it's called. But there's another name for this. I'm not going to say it because, well, I'm just not. No, it ain't a pecan, man. That like a pecan? That's a pecan or a pecan. But no, this, let's see if I got it. There's another one. It's sort of, uh-oh. Okay. Did I cut that off? But it sort of looks like an old yellow grove, like toenail or something, right? Yeah, that's right. It's a Brazil nut. You're right. It does have a racist name. That's why I'm not saying it. Because Trucker Jim's all about the love. And I truly believe there are assholes in every race and every gender. Speaking of gender, have y'all, but there's wonderful people and all as well. But have y'all noticed I've been hearing like funny things about gender. Like I always thought, there was man and then there was woman. But now there's like symbols for things and like wizardry. I don't even understand it. I don't get it. I don't. Let's not talk about it. How about that? Anybody got any questions about anything? May I finally get a wrench? Why do you want a wrench, Austin? Tell me. Is it just so you stand out a little more? Or is there another reason? Talk to me, man. Chew on a pecan. You know, Brazil nut. Brazil nut. I wish I would have started this the other way. I don't know how this looks weird. Good morning, Jim. Hope you had a wonderful New Year. It was actually rather lonely, but I was excited because I was planning and organizing and getting my thoughts together. Instead of out partying, my ass was in the truck. I watched the ball drop, on my computer. Um, yeah, I did. Now, there was a party going on for New Year's, but I did not. Well, let me not talk about that either. Let's see. I've been a fan since June 2015, going on 4 years. I'm loyal. You are. Um, didn't he used to work for y'all? He still does. Um, how any trainers from GNP? How many trainees from GNP that I trained are still here? I think all of them but one. That guy Randy. Y'all remember him? Um, he lives not far down the road. But Randy had the goal of he had worked with this company before, but wanted to be a driver for him. It was something with like trash. I think maybe the ones that go around, throw the dumpster, in the back. It was that he wanted to be the driver for that, but I don't know. He had to get a little more experience with the CDL, so that's why he came here. And it actually worked out. He was planning on doing a year here and then going there. Well, it was his plan from the beginning, but I think it actually worked out about 3 months after he started. It worked out that they wanted to hire, and so they did. And he's happy, and I'm happy for him. Good for him. Now, Big John, he's still here. Kentucky's still here. D-Man, talking about goals. While he was in training, which he had drove with Southeastern, but he had just been about 5 years out of the game, and he was a New York Life agent in between. But he told me, yeah, I'm going to, the minimum amount of time, as soon as I can buy a truck here at GMP, that's what I want to do. I want to be an owner-operator, and I want to get on the Texas fleet and do that. And I want a Freightliner that's a 10-speed. It's easy to work on, parts cheap. You know the whole story. Why everybody that has a Freightliner has a Freightliner. And well, you guys saw the video. They're trying to give him a KW at first, but we said, hey, and well, it worked out. They were able to swap with another driver that had exactly what Demetrius wanted, 2014 Freightliner. I think it had somewhere, right in the 500,000 miles or so on it. Probably slightly above that. 10-speed, and he started driving it as a company driver. So any kind of little things that were wrong with it, he was able to let the shop, take care of that. And well, make long story short, he's an owner operator now. He's been doing it. I don't know. I think it was in December. I saw it. I was here at the terminal the day that he did that. Should have got a video of it, right? But I took December off for the most part. So I need to reach out to Demetrius. I know he's doing good. Maybe we can do an interview with Demetrius. I know you guys would like that because he's so likable because he's just a genuine, awesome, outstanding dude. I was very fortunate to get because he didn't come from, well, he had saw some of my videos, but he did not decide to put me down as a referral. He was actually with another guy with training and I don't remember all the details of the story, but he ended up getting off the truck and getting online. And Did I train anybody else? I know there was that last kid. Y'all didn't really get to meet him. Like, I put my camera on him and he acted like a cockroach with the light on or something. He just, wah! Scurried away. But I hope he's doing well as well. I don't remember his name. I just watched the Buckeyes win and Urban Meyer last time as a head coach. And I was rooting for the Gamecocks to win their bowl. They did. They were, they looked horrible. It was embarrassing. It was not the way I wanted to spend my Saturday at noon. Wrench lives matter. Well, let's see. All right, Carlos. Boom. Throw a comment up. Show us your wrench, man. But with great power comes great responsibility. So don't be a dick to people. And you guys that are moderators on here, I do not need you to like monitor, and make sure nobody ever says anything mean or questions me or anything like that. I'm a big boy. I can handle myself, right? Because if you zap it, I probably won't even see it. And if I watch it on the replay. But if things get out of hand, I'll say, hey, moderators, do your thing or something like that. But, no, I'm going to keep a good vibe, in my world. Not just, this YouTube channel or this live stream, but everywhere. Man, people are dropping like flies. It's from 50 down to 31 now. I guess I was rambling on. But I was just wanting to give a little update. There's not going to be a link for the video I haven't uploaded yet in this video. But after I get, the main purpose and main focus is, it's probably going to be a little while before there's an edited video on the Trucker Gym channel. There will. I mean, don't worry. There will be. But I want to get some good momentum going with the G and P one. But it's still be. It's my style. It's going to be interesting things. But it's going to help me career-wise as well. But, guys, I'm out. Happy New Year. And remember, I got an email to the company. It's easy to remember. You don't have to put my birthday in it or nothing. It's just Trucker Gym at gptruck.com. But anybody that wants to share your goals for 2019, I'm into that kind of thing. Some people aren't. I don't care about your goals kind of thing, but I do care about your goals. And, well, it gets me excited sharing mine with other people because I don't want to be a guy that just talks a bunch of shit and don't ever do anything. I want to prophesize amazing things in my future. And, well, you can do that too. And it starts with goals. And even if it don't work amazingly 5 minutes after you do it, don't sweat it, guys. Have a little faith. This stuff works. I mean, it's really just making a decision and not giving up too quickly. That's where most people fuck up. They just give up too quickly. If you want to find a good example of that, there's a book called Acres of Diamonds, right? It was about this farmer. And he heard about people just killing it with finding diamonds, right? So he had this farm. He sold his farm. He didn't get a very good price on it. He didn't care. He was ready to go, mining for diamonds over here, and he didn't find shit. I can't remember how the whole story goes because I actually never read this book. I've just heard other people talk about it. But the guy that bought his land, I don't know. There was a cow. I can't remember. But anyway, he ended up in the creek or whatever finding some diamonds because they look different in their raw form before they're polished. But there was a big vein and it was like one of the biggest diamond mines, in that country or whatever ever. And the guy, he was sitting on diamonds the whole time. But he ran off somewhere else looking for diamonds instead of mining where he was at. No such thing as a bum territory. It's a bum in the territory. That's what we used to say back in my door-to-door days. What is your problem? He hate me. First you say wrench lives matter, then come back and say something about quoting MK. All right, you trolling me, bro. Keep on trucking. I'm a new man. Ah, look at steering wheel Joker. He's got a wrench too. Or is that steering wheel hooker? Holder. Steering wheel holder. Okay. Sorry, I ain't got my glasses on. They're in the Chevy right now, so I don't see quite as well this small text. But hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate everyone that made it to the end. But stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of awesome content coming soon. Hey, hold on. Before I go, Mr. Ken Justice just left a comment. Let's check out Ken's comment. My goal is to get these surgeries done and heal. I am thankful for each day. I just believe in helping. If one person helps another or even listens, it makes their day. If you take a moment and leave something positive. That's so true, Ken, man, because, you know, like I said, like I call it good vibes. Good vibes. Now, like, one thing I don't do, I can't say never, but I rarely give anybody money. Like, do loans, because, like, I'm a media director or I'm a truck driver. I ain't no banker. I don't do loans. And I could do a whole video on the reasons for that. And it's not that I'm selfish, because I don't think you're helping people when you loan them money, because they don't pay you back. And then, you know, they avoid you because you owe them money and all that. And then you like, hell, if you're drinking a damn Coca-Cola, you can pay me some back, you know, at least 50 cents or something. Don't be telling me you ain't got no money when you're over there drinking Coca-Cola. You know, it has that whole kind of thing. But, like, somebody come asking for me money, I thought, you know, nah, I ain't no banker. Hey, but let's talk about your situation. You know, okay, you need, you know, $150 to pay your phone bill, right? Or it's going to get turned off. You know, you borrowed from somebody. Okay, well, what's going to be different next month? You're going to be able to pay your phone bill then, but now you're $150 in the hole because you borrowed it from, you know, this guy, and it's just a mess. You got to look at the whole situation. Well, number one, learn how to bring it and make yourself valuable so you know how to make money, and then once that's flowing in, don't overextend yourself and save a portion of every bit that you're making, and in X amount of time, your situation will improve. But I'm out, guys. I'm going to get sleep, because you know what time I'm getting up in the morning? 5 a.m. See, I'm used to it being over here. 5 a.m. But everyone, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great one. Happy New Year.